Welcome to Voodoo Within, where race, gender, or political affiliation won't matter. Because we are all born with magic. Existence is magic. With the proper education, you'll unlock your true potential. Ignorance cannot thrive in the light of consciousness.
This is your girl, Mambo Hethor Urzuli Akhenaten, aka the Voodoo Diva, and we back with another one, baby. We out here talking about the god of war, OGOU energy, all through and through. So stay tuned, family. We about to get into it. Let's talk about the origins of OGOU. OGOU has always been around in a time where there is great change and any type of injustice is being done on this planet. First off, let's look at the origins of the energy or the term and the word OGOU. First off, we look at OGOU and we know from ancient Kemet, you have the god Heru. You know, you can look into ancient Sumeria even with Gilgamesh. You have with the Greek gods, you have Ares, which is ruled by the planet Mars. When we look at Haiti, we know that the warrior energy of OGOU means guerrier, a warrior. Okay, Ogun has always been known as the warrior killer in Africa. When we look at Asia, you have the shogun energy, okay, which is the first black samurai or samurai clan. Okay, for you to be a great swordsman, you had to be aligned with that shogun energy, okay, that OGOU energy. Now, let's pay attention because the name OGOU really didn't become super famous, okay, until it moved its way into the West, speaking of the Americas, due to the fact that, of course, there was soldier trades and prisoners of war coming from the Dahomey Kingdom, okay, along with the alliance of the British, that brought this big, vast OGOU family into the Americas. OGOU is a vast family, okay, due to that conquering slave industry of West Africa. Now, you have to understand, we got to look at these characteristics of this OGOU energy. When you look at the OGOU nation rooting from West Africa, of course, before it was called ALKEBULAN, okay, leading from the tribes of the Dahomey, etc., you look at this energy, you have to see that the energy of the paid killer, the assassin energy, the high-end military vibe and energy came from the Batagi tribe, okay, the Batagi tribe within Africa. Okay, now here's a powerful thing you have to remember. Their energy was so powerful, their military was so excellent that even the churches in Africa had to find recruitment with these particular soldiers because they were just that good. Now that caught the attention of the feudal lords of Japan, in which, by the way, Japan is the only place that has never been conquered by the Genghis clan, which was led by Kublai Khan. Okay, now you ask yourself why? Because, again, this energy of the shogun, for you to be a high paid or high formulating swordsman, you had to be from the shogun energy, which means what? You had to have that black blood, that OGOU energy within you, because it was within the spirit, okay, that was evoked with the OGOU energy that you could be known as a real true samurai. Okay, now let's look at how it migrated over into the Moorish Empire. Okay, now the Moorish Empire is where you get the kind of law in the OGOUs or in the family like OGOU Balize. OGOU Balize, it is a medicine OGOU, okay? And you also have OGOU Balenjo, which also dealt with strategy and also military of healing and things of that nature, the power of herbs. Now, let's not forget, these energies sailed into the Americas. And if you're thinking you're a crew coming from somewhere, you're going to need your medicine people on board. You're going to need your strategists on board. You're going to need everything. The Magi, the Moors, i.e. the Moors, this is the kind of energy they brought over. Now, let's not forget, when you think about the boat, right? The Imamu, we've talked about this before. That's the Met Agwe role also being played as well. But where it gets so beautiful and powerful is that as the Ogu family expanded to come into the indigenous lands of Haiti, this is when things started to get interesting in the growth of the Ogu family. Now, let's be clear. When we speak about Ogu's energy, or the energy coming in from Africa to come into the Americas, one thing is for sure. These energies of Ogu were God. Now, what is a God? G-A-D. What is a God? There is a strong difference, family, between a God and a loi. With a God, this is something that is forged and manifested most of the time through the dream world. Ancestors come in and give the inspiration on what needs to be done and how for things or rituals, etc., to be conducted. Now, with that said, a God basically means that something is forged for you before you go into battle. It could be anything from a necklace to a machete. You may have bodily incisions. There may be something you're asked to consume, whether it be to drink or to eat. You may also be buried alive, or your whole body now is getting a reset and rewiring. There may be underwater rituals even conducted. There is a lot when dealing with a God, as it may come from the ancestors' inspiration. On the other hand, though, as opposed to a loi forming or loi coming in to do the work and take over, these are the kind of things you have to look out for. It's called somatics. Somatics is sacred geometry. It is the science of resonance to physical reality, okay? It is a sigil sequence code, which is i.e. what? The Veve. Your Veve is your sigil sequence code. Now, when that is activated with the energy of the drum, this is when possession comes into play. Remember, family, we are living sound. So everything is going to always come from the resonance of it. Okay? And of course, that Veve is sacred geometry in its full vibration when activated for the possession or to call upon a loi. Okay? Now, let's remember, the indigenous Haitian and that powerful piece of land, it's from ancient Atlantean esoteric knowledge. So these somatics, where you saw them there in the Americas as opposed to, again, the God form coming over to us, are two different things. All right? Just to make sure we're clear on that, family. Now, as Ogu's family began to increase, to get larger, and make its way into the Americas, more so with the i.e. Haitian Revolution, etc., we're going to talk about one of the most famous ones being ogouferay. Now, let's break down the term feray. Fe meaning fe, okay, means or deals with the metals, okay? It can be also looked at as the metals of a railroad. However, in more understanding, it's actually Ogu in rage mode, or it can also, i.e., mean rage of the fire. Ogouferay, okay? The ferocious, the fierce feray, all right? Now, let's go into OGOUU, Ogu of the Red Eyes. Ogu of the Red Eyes has some very special power behind it because here's what happens. A lot of times in the old days, and even still till now, but more in the olden days, children were claimed from birth with that spirit in them. Okay, they were born with this spirit. Now, it's so powerful that children that are born with an energy like an ogouferay, they are very prophetic. Okay, they can predict things before it happens. When they get upset or if they feel they're being treated unfairly and they cry, blood will come out of their eyes. And also, most importantly, they have a strong command on electrical things, i.e. power lines. I.e. power lines, family. You heard me right. The energy of ogouferay is intense, okay? And period, any loi, but really, when that Ogu energy is there and strong, these are the kind of things that can happen. Lights can just go out in a whole neighborhood type of thing, okay? So yes, that ogouferay power. Now, let's move on into an Ogu elder, if you will, where to many in the voodoo community is known as Ogu Saint-Jacques Majeur. Okay, now remember, this is still coming back from the Catholic Church. Okay, the fact that you can see that saint there in there lets you know that, again, the whole thing about when we were in slavery times and needing to hide things from the slave master, etc. Only sad part is that that never changed, okay? It was convenient to just keep it that way because, again, the very heavy Catholic energy in the voodoo pantheon, as is practiced by most, not all, ends up having those same saint images when they're celebrating or doing, voodoo ceremonies. So only fitting or convenient, if you will. However, it has been said, and this has been stated through us physically seeing this, that the name is Ogou Garçon la Guerre. Now, what does Ogou Garçon la Guerre mean? That means Ogou, man of war. The man of war, okay? He is an old militant energy, very, very strong. I'm talking about he will yell his name to the rooftops, okay? I am the man of war. I am the man of war. Even how he greets you is aggressive and powerful. I mean, he has to pick you up literally to give you the salutation. Okay, he's always with his sword, constantly poking himself, telling you he is the man of war. It's literally like he's on the battlefield. Okay, he smokes like a dragon. And again, if a shwal or the host is not tamed properly, okay, while this particular spirit is inside, this law takes over, it's not a game. They could definitely even be armed to the host, okay? You talking about, voice loss, spending a couple of days out of commission. So, yeah, Ogou Garçon la Guerre is really the man, the Ogu, the man of war, okay? Now, also, this Ogu gives by merit. He does not ramp around. If he's going to give you something, you best believe you earned it. Your energy got to be up to par. Because even the shwala that he has there won't get nothing if he doesn't deem that fit for that particular law at that time. Or if in the servicing of something is missing, oh shoot, well, same way. What you thought you was going to get ain't going to be what's going to happen. Oh yeah, it's real. Ogu, that man of war, is no joke. Now, moving into another, which is Ogu Osange. That is meaning Ogu of the high angels, or Ogu high angel, okay? This particular Ogu is known as a dragon, okay? Very rare to come into possession. And when it does, the energy does arrive, it doesn't stay long, okay? It will roll around like a snake. And the thing with this one is, again, it's rare for this reason. It, a lot of times, will cut itself, cut the vessel that it's using at the time and use the blood for said particular ritual or healing or however. It's deep, so it's real powerful, this energy, but again, you will not hear it spoken of too often. It is a very rare particular Ogu, okay, in the family. Now, when we go into our Ogu Shango, okay, Ogu Shango, we already know. There's the Ogu energy and that Shango energy. That Shango energy, that macho Shango, okay? Now, you know right there, that's that very macho energy, super alpha male energy. He has two machetes that he moves along with, okay? And he's the one who's the deal breaker. He's always there to strike a deal with you, and he will very quickly give you what it is that you ask. But the saying goes, O manger Ogu, wa paye Ogu, which means that O manger Shango, wa paye Shango. That means do not play by his money. If you had that deal, you better be keeping your end of the bargain of the deal, or it's going to be some problems. I'll give you a case in point. His energy naturally comes with a lot of sexual activity in the first place. He's going to give you money. He can give you women. I'll even give you this. He's a shapeshifter. I'm going to give you an example. A lot of times, he will make men look super attractive to women, okay? And a lot of times, again, people be like, wait a minute, how this dude bag this beautiful woman? How he do it? Well, that shape-shifting of Ogu Shango is what made it happen. They go and make deals with Ogu Shango to get the women and get who they want to be their woman, okay? Have their kids with type stuff. It's no joke. Now, within the deals, if you violate a deal with Ogu Shango, that's when things get crazy, Okay? Now, it's almost like, well, you ain't have my money, right? And since he's already an energy that deals mostly with men, what will happen ultimately is that you can turn that particular man that may owe can turn into a homosexual, or homosexual activity goes and happens. Because it's like, oh, so you squandered up all my money. You didn't give me what you were supposed to give me. You ain't take care of what you said you would do. Well, now you know what? I don't care if you got to go out there in the street and get it. Whatever way you're going to get it, you're going to get me what you owe me. And so a lot of times when you see men go into having to go do sexual acts of homosexual natures that are not necessarily even homosexual, it's because that no integrity energy, not holding their word to what it is that they did in the deal, ends up having those consequences attached to it. Okay? So yeah, OGOU ain't going to be the one you want to mess with. Now there's another instance also that, let's just say you didn't strike any deal or anything, but yet you have the Loi Ezili walks with you, okay, as a man, okay? She walks with you, deals, that kind of thing, right? Well, a lot of times you may see him come in dreams where he's coming and it looks like he's coming onto you in a sexual or more of an aggressive type of matter, but it's not the male or you he's seeing Ezili Freda, the energy that is over you, if that makes sense. Okay, so that's a thing too. I know it may sound a little crazy, but yeah, it exists. Okay, that's the energy and essence with this thing, as it is Freda, the whole, goddess of love and so forth. So again, that macho Shango energy, no game whatsoever. OGOU Shango is not to be played with. But again, he'll come, he's muscular, he'll come with all of the big in the chest out, the cars, the women, the life, the money, everything. Okay, he's actually an energy that preferred drug dealers love to come in and strike deals with, but we'll get into that. Now, on the other hand, there are other OGOUs, but OGOUs that I've just mentioned are OGOUs I have had experience with, have seen in ceremony, in ritual, etc. So I speak from the knowledge of them. However, there are a couple of other ones such as OGOU Yamson, OGOU Batala, OGOU Kenoa, and I'm sure a few others that, depending on the house or however, may have, may deal with them. The ones I'm giving you here are also principal ones that almost no matter what house you go to, from the north or to the south and back, those principle of these particular OGOUs will usually always be apparent within the habitation or within the laku. Okay? So let's take a look at pop culture, family. Well, in these action movies, anything that's on the brinks of justice and war and military and all of these things all around with male characters being the leads are giving you the OGOU energy. Now let's break down some of the OGOU movies and energies to what, right? For example, in the energy of law and order, right? Or even in military also. You have things like movies like Rambo, Commando, you have Gladiator, you got 300, for example, Mission Impossible. All of that's that ogouferay / OGOU garçon la guerre type of energy rotating, right? Now, when you go into OGOU Batagi, you'll have more movies with the whole paid assassin theme, if you will, right? Paid hitmen, things like The Equalizer, the movie Taken, the movie Punisher. These will be more that kind of energy. Now, when you look at the OGOU Shango directive, you'll have things like your boy Nino Brown, if you will, some energy like that. Also, of course, Iron Man being the biggest function. The red and the yellow. Okay, he's a rich guy, high tech. He's got the cars. He's got women going crazy over him. He's got everything that he needs. So again, he is the man of the technology, but yet is very popular amongst the public. All right. Now, when we look at things like 50 Cent, for example, a patron for him is OGOU Shango all the way. Everything from his music career, Get Rich or Die Trying, the movie itself. You have the drug dealing movies and all these things he's gotten appointed to deal with, like Power, Power Book, Force, Raising Canaan, his own personal biopic, Power Book, BMF gang, and all of these different things. All of them constitute to that. I'll even give you something else to look at. In the first season of Power, there was an Ogun, Haitian Ogun, okay, in which Ghost went on to kill, but nonetheless, it's just to show you a connection with that. How is it on the first season, as if almost to, if you want to say, bless the rest of the other seasons coming, they ended up still putting that energy in there. There was still a respect of some source that was paid. It feels to some loa, to some energy, to some voodoo, spirits. So energy never lies, let's put it that way, right? Now, let's take a look also at video games. When it comes down to video games, you have, of course, God of War, Kratos, one of my favorite characters. You also have things like, of course, he's the hero. He's coming for the justice. He's coming with the ogouferay. He's coming with all of that. Now, you also have Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed is definitely Badagi. You already know, paid hitting assassin. Also, you have Contra. Contra is also a video game in which that one is two guys, and they're of course fighting and looking for things to, things that are going on. Ogouferay, Ogu garçon la guerre, right then and there. So it's interesting because even in the breakdowns of all these different things surrounding our pop culture, it's always in front of your face. It's always right there. Okay, you can't deny it. So all of this energy with this OGOU is all up in pop culture. So now let's talk about personal experience. Well, one of the most significant experiences, now I've had experiences with each and every OGOU I've talked and explained to you guys, okay? I have seen them through ceremony of Kaipifo, so that has been a real, true privilege and honor to me. However, one of the most distinct things that happened to me was right before getting pregnant to have my baby. OGOU came in and did some serious level healing for me, to a point where there were certain scars left on my stomach of the machete. It's almost as if it was a branding on my womb to prepare me for this powerful soul that was coming. I've had that. That's always stuck with me, of course, so strongly in my journey with OGOU. Overall, OGOU shields me and my family, me, my king, my family, day to day. Just if something doesn't feel right, and a day comes where I should have been driving to go do something, even if it's just errands, something simple. If the vibe is not right, all of a sudden, I just get this discouragement where I don't want to go no more. I fall asleep with something, or I just get lazy and tired, and I eat something and it's just like, I'm not going anywhere, So just things like that on the everyday basis. OGOU is such a strength, and OGOU also is an energy that runs very deeply in my family lineage as well. So I definitely can't deny nor step away from that, that laguette, that man of war energy, because it's all up and through my bloodline and experiences that I've had as well, okay, as a priestess, as a mambo. So of course, all in all, OGOU, that man of war, Awoche Papa OGOU, Awoche Neg nago, okay, Ajay, forever, for life. OGOU is always going to be there, okay, always be a shield and a protector. And so it's always important for you to know which OGOU, walks with you, which OGOU you need to be given love and respect to. Hence the reason why we have custom-made machetes for that reason, okay? To get the OGOU that aligns up with you, okay? The OGOU candle collection, okay? To get the OGOU that aligns with your energy to do what you must to stay shielded, protected, and on top of things at all times, okay? So in honor of the power of OGOU, I will share Ayibobo for the man of war.